up? It's a Wee Natter. I'm Mark Steele, and across the table from me is...
Jenny Steele.
And got to start by wishing you a happy new year. And as part of that, have a little look back over the past year.
Yes.
And to some of the rivals in the postbag.
Ooh.
Because even with Christmas and New Year, they still get delivered. It's amazing. It's what happened. Last year, very long time ago. It's literally last week. We asked you if you had a Christmas cupboard. Asia's been in touch saying, don't have one, but waits until the last few days before Christmas to buy gifts to stop people from snooping. And I absolutely love that idea, but I'd forget to actually buy the gifts.
Do you?
Yeah, if I did it, I'd forget to buy the gifts.
That's rubbish then.
Yeah.
Age, why did you have to say that?
Matthew Summers also been in touch, saying, I have a cupboard with Christmas gifts like Mr. Potato Head dressed as a stormtrooper. Never opened. That's why people stopped getting me presents. I have a nuts cupboard now too. KP is the best.
Oh, yeah, KP is the best. Salted, though, or unsalted? Did Matthew specify?
That was not in the detail.
He needs to come back to me with that one.
That's got me to remember, the worst ones are gifts when they're personalised, aren't they? When somebody's gone out of their way to get your name or get, something specific to you, done, customised on it, personalised on it. Because there's no chance of regifting it. And you have to put it somewhere that the gift giver, when they come around your house, sees it occasionally.
That is so true, but that's just reminded me I had a gift this year. And it was a candle holder. Now I like the holder, but the candle was the wrong colour for my decor.
All right.
Was it rude of me to actually go out with the people that actually brought the gift down and change? Well, I didn't change it, but I just brought a new candle with a different colour.
I mean, if you did it right in front of their face and they were the ones that bought it, that would probably be sending a message. You might have to think about that one, or you might have to send a grovelling apology, thank you Christmas card / letter thing. Do they still do that? Thank you letters and cards?
No, I don't think so. Well, I don't anyway.
Slap Ups has also been in touch. Not me, but I found out years later my dad chose the linen and cleaning cupboards as he reckoned correctly. My brother and I probably didn't even know they existed, as they were related to housework.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a good idea.
Problem is, it wouldn't have worked where I was growing up. I had to iron my own shirts as a teenager, but...
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I do like the thinking. Where would you put it if you put gifts, if you do want me to stumble across them? Where would you put them?
You personally?
Yeah.
The washing machine.
I know where the washing machine is. And on that note, let's have a wee natter. It is that time of the year when you look back at how little you achieved and make some overly ambitious plans for next year, isn't it? We are talking about New Year's resolutions, dear listener. And I'm going to open this question up to you, but I'm also going to open it up to you as well, Jenny. Are you making any resolutions this year, and what are you making?
Well, I need to get back to my target weight with Slimming World, so I promised myself I'll try and get back to my target weight this year. I also thought, because when I was a kid growing up, all my friends used to say I'm either going to be on the radio or on stage, like on TV. I think I'm going to join an acting club so I can say, get out of my pub.
You think that's what Amdram does? They just do get out of my pub.
Yeah, that's what people seem to say when they own a pub.
Maybe to you. I've never been told to get out of a pub. Myself, last year I aimed to lose a lot of weight, dear listener, because I'm in the oh Lord, he coming territory. Looking back, it turns out I've gained almost a stone. So that went brilliantly, that one, didn't it? Went exactly as expected. But I do wonder where the term stone comes from. Now I think about it. Was it a specifically heavy stone?
Yeah.
Everyone agreed that's what we're going away with.
It wouldn't be one of those stones that they use when they do them Swedish massages, would it? The hot, what do you call them, hot stone massage. Can you imagine if you put them all on your back?
If one of those weighed a stone, you'd be in real trouble. But I'm imagining the stone, it weighs a stone, this is the stone. It must have a blue plaque next to it or something like that. But anyway, I've naturally seen what happened last year, got the same goal this year and expecting a very similar outcome. Got a couple more realistic ones as well, have more experiences, travel more, go to more events. Maybe get round to finishing the master's degree. And this is one that I'm going to apologise in advance for now, dear listener. It is be more creative, creating more cat memorabilia. And I'm afraid we're going to have to turn, to be more creative, we're going to have to turn this podcast into a serious art housey thing. We do it all in black and white. There's cigarette smoke everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, something like, noir style. I think we're going to have to do that.
I don't know what noir style is.
Well, good, because I don't know either, so we're not going to be doing it. So, no, it's going to be another overly ambitious year, dear listener. And I'm going to open this one up to you. What New Year's resolution are you setting this year? And if you give us an idea of the chance of actually achieving it while you're there as well, being honest and brutal, going, yeah, it's not going to happen, or no, I'm actually going to achieve it this year. Couple of ways to do it. Get in touch at Solid Radio UK or at Solid City on the socials. Or if you happen to be listening on Spotify, there is a little box that pops up with this very question in it. You tap it, you stick your answer in, and as if by magic, it arrives in the post.
Now, we know Christmas is gone now, don't we?
Yes, it has very much been and gone. It's 300 odd days count. I'm sure there's somebody on Twitter or something that does a daily countdown. It'll be like 350 days out or something.
Somebody's
like
got
that.
the app. You know those countdown apps that you can get? Somebody's got one of those apps, guaranteed, counting down to Christmas 2023.
Oh, like people do for their holidays or for weddings or things like that. Yeah, I know the sort of thing you're on about.
I bet. The question I just wanted to ask is, we went out for a meal the other night, and part of that meal, obviously you get your dessert, and I was so tempted to have Christmas pudding. Or you go into Costa, other coffee outlets are available, and they've got all the nice cakes on offer, and you think, is it wrong to still want either Christmas pudding or a festive pie, mince pie, after Christmas?
Now, you see, on the Christmas pudding front, you're supposed to leave them for, what is it, a year or something like that to steep in...
Yeah, in whatever it is that they're steeping it.
Yeah, brandy or whatever. And, you're basically supposed to leave them to rot for a year, and then when you enjoy them, they're a bit better.
Because we had one that didn't taste anything at all like a Christmas pudding, didn't we?
No. So... there's nothing stopping you from 6 months in, 18 months in, having a go at it anyway. Although the problem is you won't have one for Christmas then. So it is a decision you have to make at that point. And on top of that, you can get the ingredients any time of year. The only thing you're not going to get ingredient-wise is going to be mincemeat pre-made in a jar.
Oh, damn.
But if you want to make Christmas pudding, all the bits that go into Christmas pudding go into fruitcakes and the likes anyway.
I suppose they do. I just thought it was a little bit weird. I just thought, as I was choosing, I thought, do you know what, I'm going to choose a mince pie. I just kind of looked around and I thought, is it wrong to have this after Christmas is done and dusted? Should you just no, that's it, I've done.
I would say it's not, but you don't want to get to the point, like some people do with Christmas decorations, where it's like July and they're still up. And at that point, it's like, you know what, just leave it till Christmas, the next Christmas.
Yeah, all right.
So you can get away with now, but I think once you get into later in the year, I think you're in trouble. This is going to sound a bit weird, but when is it too late to ask somebody's name? I mean, if you're getting married, the point where it's like, do you take Brian to be your lawfully wedded husband? You go, aye, Brian, that's it. It's probably a bit too late. But at work, as an example, how long can you be colleagues and still ask their name?
I think probably a week.
I've managed a year and a half in before.
I don't know how I would phrase that question, though.
Well, that's the tricky bit, because, consider a different scenario. What about your neighbours? You don't speak to them every day, but the occupants of number 27 is probably not going to land well after 5 years.
Well, that was my Christmas card dilemma this year. I sent one to my neighbour either side, but I wanted to send one to the other. I know the guy's name, but I don't know his wife's name. So what do? You can't say to Brian and wife, or from number, I don't know, say 42 to number 43. It does sound wrong, so I ended up not sending a Christmas card. And I feel a little bit bad with that, but it was a situation I just didn't know how to get out of.
Yes, well, I have heard of a trick for this, and it's, we ask them, I'm just going to put this paperwork together. Can you just confirm how you spell your name? Which works brilliantly until the reply is the normal way.
Oh, yes.
Now, I don't want to get you in trouble, Jenny, or you, dear listener, either, but how much of a procrastinator are you?
Some days, a lot, I guess. If I haven't got any motivation, I can sit there just scrolling through my phone or just watching soaps.
Yeah, well, I've still got stuff on my to-do list that involves visiting Woolworths.
Have you?
I think at this point...
Could have been CNA.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm just waiting out until the brand is iconically revived in 15 years' time, and I'll get them eventually off my list then. But try not to die. But on that note, I read the actual news the other day. I know, fatal mistake, I did read the actual news. And there's a very depressing story about the target date for cleaning England's waterways being pushed back by 36 years.
36 years?
36 years. So 2 points come to mind from that. One, can I tell my boss my deadlines have moved back 36 years?
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot and I'll let you know how employed I still am next episode, dear listener. And secondly, you know how scrap metal seems to be worth a lot more than you ever think?
Yeah.
It's always worth more money than you think. Surely letting somebody claim all the shopping trolleys to sell for scrap will have... It'll be cleaned up in no time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I've come up with a cunning plan. Or actually... Are they part of a vital part of the ecosystem now? You know, the shopping trolleys. Do you get like different classes of fish sheltering in Waitrose and Lidl trolleys?
Oh, yeah, I wonder if you do. What would you think? Do you think a salmon would have a Waitrose trolley? Would you go, I'm not going under a Sainsbury's trolley or a Tesco trolley.
I love the fact you go for salmon being the picky ones of all.
Well, salmon's posh, isn't it?
Is it posh?
Salmon's posh. They'd go up the salmon ladders and then make their way to the Lidl. Not Lidl.
They go up ladders, they're working class.
Ocado.
They go up ladders, they're working class. They don't sit there with monocles and top hats, I'll tell you that for free.
We were talking about New Year's resolutions earlier.
Yes.
I'd like somebody to be able to tell me how not to get so stressed. Because the other day, and Mark will back me up on this, I think before 9:30 in the morning, before we even got to 9:30 in the morning, there was a catalogue of errors that went wrong here, didn't they? We woke up, the kettle didn't work. Then we had a sofa that was due to be donated to some charity, and then they came to collect it, and they found out that one of the feet was twisted at the back, so it affected the frame, so they couldn't take it, which was fair enough. So we ended up having to break it down, put it in the garage, council are taking it. Dishwasher's broke now. So I know this sounds bad, but you get used to having a bit of a dishwasher going on, don't you? So now, obviously, they can't come out until the 12th of Jan. And what else is going to go wrong? There's like three. It's always say there's a third thing, and the third thing was the dishwasher. And I was just kind of thinking, I can't cope with it. It's all a lot to kind of take in. And now I've gone out and bought myself a little silicone tray to protect the draining board, because obviously we're having to wash everything by hand. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't have a dishwasher. But you do get used to having a dishwasher, don't you? And I'm just trying to think, is there a way, any recommendations that you can just stop getting so stressed out over things that keep, if something goes wrong, more than one thing goes wrong in the, I mean, I think we had your parents here, didn't we? And I don't even think your dad had got up out of bed before with these kind of three things had just gone bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, oh my word, is it 2023 yet? So any recommendations?
Well, the trick people always come up with is the whole thing of you frame it as it's not as bad as it could be for other scenarios and things like that. So at the end of the day, having to wash your own dishes, which is what you're complaining about here, let's be honest.
It's just like it don't work. I hate things that don't work. They bug me. Do you know what I mean?
Now, you see, here's the worrying bit, dear listener. If it wasn't in warranty, I would be in there myself poking around.
Yeah, but we're not.
Probably getting zapped a few... I'll be honest with you, getting zapped a few times because it happened when I fixed the washing machine. You got a nice jolt across the heart.
Did that break as well that I didn't know about?
No, this was an old washing machine we ended up chucking because it was properly broken and we couldn't get parts for it. But I am the sort of person who will take a shot at repairing things, but I tend to either mess it up the first time or get myself injured or something in the process. So I think, given the choice, which would you rather have? Me getting injured or screwing it up, or we wait a couple of days for a service engineer going to charge you money, and you're just going to have to wash things by hand yourself?
This one. This is a bit hard because it means my dishwasher's come back to life. No, not really, I guess.
You do know that it is not the end of the world washing dishes. You could.
No, I don't mind the dishwasher. It's just the fact that when something's broken, it bugs me because I think it's broken, and then I worry that it might not be able to get repaired, and it's going to be like that's it forever. I don't know. It's like when I opened the fridge and there's like a little chunk missing out the fridge. I thought, where's that gone wrong? How's that happened? We had that fixed. To this day, I don't know where this chunk came from. It was just gone from the fridge, and it's just things that go wrong. I struggle with trying to forget it. Like, I know an engineer's coming, but I can't. I still keep opening the dishwasher door just to see if it'll turn back on again. It's got no power. That's the issue. It's got no power.
I'm sure that what'll happen is he'll turn up, he'll fix it in 5 minutes, it'll cost me about 500 quid. That's what'll happen to you, listener. Now, I know this isn't a question you get asked every day, you dear listener, or you, Jenny, either, but How would you describe Scarborough?
Well, I like Scarborough. It's got nice beaches and it's got what used to be known as the Scarborough 3, which I think is down to the Scarborough 2, which now, according to Cheryl Warner, is probably the Scarborough 1 now, which is cats that were made famous on Facebook.
So there's some internet famous cats by a seaside. I would describe Scarborough as a seaside town that's nice enough, but its better days are behind it. I'm not being unfair in saying that, am I?
I don't know, because I like it. It has got a nice sandy beach and it has got... the town centre's not bad for a bit of a shot. Some parts, do look a bit run down, but you can get that in any city or town, can't you?
That's true. But one of the things they usually have up in Scarborough is a New Year fireworks display. At midnight, you light the sky up. That's what they've gone for. Or if you're my neighbour, you're a bit premature.
Yeah.
Maybe not the only thing they're premature in, and fire it off at 11:45.
They did.
Knowing that this usually happens in Scarborough, why do you think the fireworks were cancelled this year?
Ooh, can't afford them?
Nope. It's all down, and I'm not making this up, it's all down to a rather rare Arctic walrus.
Really?
That decided to stop by Scarborough in its journey. So as not to freak it out, the fireworks display was cancelled.
I think that's lovely.
Yeah. And I wonder if that excuse works on your neighbours. Oh, terribly sorry, you can't let your fireworks off here, or, the badgers will turn evil. Oh, no, sorry.
You could get a cardboard cutout of a badger.
You're actually buying into this. I might give it a shot with the neighbours to see what happens.
Or a walrus.
That was a wee natter. I can only apologise, dear listener, on behalf of myself and Jenny. One thing I am going to ask you to do, though, is listen or subscribe on our feed. So if you only want a wee natter, nothing else, search for a wee natter on your podcatcher of choice. And it will just magically appear every time there's a new episode. It is like magic. It's brilliant. Your other choice is you can search for Solid Radio instead, and you'll get this, plus a whole bunch of other stuff, including, in the next couple of weeks, 2 new cat interviews.
I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. Sooty, the Solid Radio cat, actually put a bit of a post out on it yesterday. And for those of you that don't follow Sooty, it's at Solid Sooty, she is on Facebook. We're interviewing Gunby Cat. And we're, committee. She lives at Gunby Hall, along with Fergus and Tabby, that also live with her. And we're also interviewing Garfield, a.k.a. Garfy, who was Mr. Sainsbury's, cat that used to frequent Sainsbury's in Ely. Both absolutely brilliant interviews. I think you'll love them. I think you'll love both of them. They're going to be available from... The first one is next Saturday, I believe, Mark, the 7th of January, 4 o'clock. That's committee. And the following Saturday, the 14th of January at 4 o'clock, that's going to be Garfy.
So if you want more pussycat interviews on your podcatcher, the place to look for it is Solid Radio. And if you see 2 purple mountains, you know you are in the right place, which sounds utterly bizarre outside of this context to say that. And on that note, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.